The Daily Race Informed race of the day for Saturday is race number 8 at Del Mar. It's the Grade 1 TVG Del Mar Debutante. And before we talk about who's running in the race, 8 very good 2-year-old fillies, we have to at least acknowledge who is not in this race. Justique probably would have been favored off a smashing debut, but she got sick. She missed some training. She'll skip the debutante and show up possibly in the Grade 1 Chandelier during the fall meet at Santa Anita. Stakes winner Stone Silent had a chip and a knee removed. She's out of action until probably early next year. Absolutely Zero. Her hind ankle lit up on a nuke scan, and she's out until late this year, probably early next year. Grade 2 placed Procrastination. She's out with an unspecified injury. And stakes winner Unspecified Setback. And finally, stakes winner Tom's Regret has changed trainers. She's now trained by Steve Miotti from Jorge Pejerbon, and she hasn't raced in nearly 3 months. So 5 really good fillies who could have been in the debutante. Justique, Stone Silent, Absolutely Zero, Procrastination, and Tom's Regret. None of them are in the field. It's not an outstanding field, at least not yet, but there are 8 of them. And let's take a look at the field. The lineup for the Grade 1 Del Mar Debutante. It's race number 8, $300,000 purse.
Want to view free Formulator past performances for this race? Head to the Race of the Day page at DRF.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel and bet this card with DRF Bets.
7 furlongs on the main track, and the favorite is probably going to be number 6, Home Cooking, who we will definitely talk about in just a minute. The most accomplished filly in the field is down on the rail, Vegas Magic, and Tell Me No Lies improved second time out, and even a maiden, Ice Dancing, has a look in a competitive Del Mar Debutante. And I say competitive only if you think that Home Cooking can be beat. She's not a superstar, not yet. She might be. Home Cooking might be. Vegas Magic is already a star. At least she is in the Doug O'Neill barn. And all she has done so far, Vegas Magic, is win all 3 career starts. She was 3-5, and she won her career debut at Santa Anita. She was 6-5 favorite against the boys in the Everett Nevern at Pleasanton. That made her 2 for 2. But then when she faced the big girls, supposedly, in the Grade 2 Sorrento, nobody liked her. I didn't like her. She was 14-1, Vegas Magic, and she wasn't supposed to win the Grade 2 Sorrento. Let's take a look in the stretch run and see how Vegas Magic did with her 2 for 2 win streak on the line. She's in the green silks. She took dirt inside. She raced inside, no big deal. Angled out and wore down Procrastination to win by 1.25 lengths. She earned an okay Beyer speed figure, 72 Beyer speed figure. It wasn't a particularly fast race, but it was her 3rd start and her 3rd win. You can't knock a horse who keeps on crossing the wire first. And that's what Vegas Magic does. She's drawn on the rail on Saturday. I don't think that's a big deal. She had an inside trip last time out. She can take dirt. She can finish. And Vegas Magic is just a racehorse. Is she brilliant? Not yet. 72 Beyer speed figure. She'll need to improve, but she has improved. Her last start was the best of her 3. She will be running late. And she's my 3rd preference in the race. Second preference, and also my 4th preference at a long shot price, both come out of the same maiden race. And we're going to take a look at August 14th, race 5, and watch And Tell Me No Lies down on the inside, Ice Dancing, the gray on the far outside, and Tell Me No Lies was making her 2nd career start. She put blinkers on, and she was resolute through the lane. That's the odds-on favorite to her outside, Halos in Heaven. And Tell Me No Lies refused to let her go by, and watch the 3rd place finisher. That's Ice Dancing, a maiden first-time starter who was basically in the race just to be schooled. So let's talk about And Tell Me No Lies. What happened in her career debut? Well, she finished 4th, and she just flat needed the start. Trainer Peter Miller said early this week that she needed that race. She improved a ton second time out. 20-point improvement on the Beyer scale from a 53 to a 73. And the longer the better for this daughter of Arrogate. Interestingly, this year's debutante field is not exactly loaded with speed. So that helps a filly like And Tell Me No Lies, who improved her speed with blinkers on, and she will be forwardly placed under Ramon Vasquez. By the way, Ramon Vasquez has been kind of the surprise jockey of summer. He's really become one of the leading riders on the Southern California circuit. And Tell Me No Lies, my second preference. Let's briefly touch on the third place finish of Ice Dancing. I didn't pick her in the top 3 in the debutante, but if she starts at a big number, I might have to change my tune a little bit. Dick Mandela told the owner of Ice Dancing, Ramona Bass, that if she won her career debut, that he was planning on running her back in the debutante. Well, Ice Dancing did not win first time out, but she ran well. Mike Smith took her back, kept her wide. She was in the race only for a schooling run. Since then, she has trained very, very well. She earned a 68 Beyer speed figure first time out, despite the wide trip. And maybe she starts in the 6-1, 8-1 range. I don't think so. If she does, I'm in, because this is a filly, a lightly raced filly against a modest group. And Ice Dancing will try to emulate a couple of recent Del Mar debutante winners who lost their career debut and then came right back and won the Del Mar debutante in the second start of their career. Bast did it in 2019, and 3 years before that, it was Union Strike. Both Bast and Union Strike were second start maidens in the Del Mar debutante, and they both won the race. So Ice Dancing has some recent precedents to fall back on, and she is a contender in this field. But the horse to beat, it has to be the most likely favorite, number 6, Home Cooking. Home Cooking in her career debut, she went out and dueled, and they went fast. They went 21-2, 45. She hung tough to deep stretch, and then that was it for Home Cooking. For her second career start, trainer Bob Baffert, who has won the debutante 10 times, took blinkers off Home Cooking, and boy, did she improve a mile, as many second start maidens do. Let's take a look at the stretch run of Home Cooking. She sat 4th on the rail. She angled outside into the lane, and it was over. She doesn't switch leads until just about inside the 8th pole. She's on her wrong lead right here. Sooner or later, she's going to switch leads right here, and when she does, this race is over. Home Cooking won by more than 9 lengths, and not only did she win by a large margin, she also seemed to win with something left in the tank. So Home Cooking, I would imagine that she's going to start favored. And if she continues her improving pattern, and that's the one thing you can usually count on with Bob Baffert trained 2-year-olds, they don't deteriorate. They get better. They either maintain their form or get better. Baffert trained 2-year-olds. And if Home Cooking moves forward off that maiden win, they'll never catch her. So bottom line is this. I think Home Cooking will be very tough to beat. I respect and Tell Me No Lies, and also the maiden Ice Dancing. And as far as Vegas Magic, you can't knock a filly who's won all 3 starts. But when all is said and done, Home Cooking should be very tough to beat in race number 8 on Saturday at Del Mar. It's the Grade 1 TVG Del Mar Debutante.